Welcome to Survival Stories with Steph. As a survivor and someone who suffers from chronic illness, we wanted to start this series to bring hope to those around us. Let's get into it. Welcome to the show, Brooke. Can you share? Let's hear a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Hi, I am Brooke St. I own a marketing company here in San Diego called Vivant. I work in real estate, wellness, and beauty. And as Stephanie mentioned, I am also chronically ill. For the last 6 years, probably longer than that, I've been struggling with lupus and POTS and lots of other fun little illnesses that they've diagnosed me with. That we'll get into kind of what those are and what that looks like and what it looks like to run a business being chronically ill in that journey. So Steph, thank you so much for having me today.
I wouldn't want to do this with anyone else, opening up about something that's sort of private. It's so good to be able to do it with such a good friend.
Yeah, it is.
So let's share how we met initially, just so people know. I've actually known you since you were 3.
Correct.
Yes, I was your neighbor, and you rode up on your little tricycle, and you were adorable, and I decided to collect you for life. And we've been able to work together in real estate over the years. And actually, while you were working with me is when you got hit with this at 26 years old. Yeah. So tell me what that's like to be hit with chronic illness at 26 and what that does to your life.
So I started with some crazy symptoms even before then. Like before it got really bad, I was having losing chunks of hair. Crazy. I put my hair up one day and I was bald on one side. And I think, work was just so stressful, and the doctor's like, oh, it's just stress, right? Give you some injections, the hair grows back.
Yeah.
And just weird pain stuff that no one could really connect the dots, that this is all part of the same thing. You're going to different specialists and they're not talking to each other. So I went a few years dealing with these things before things got bad enough for them to take a closer look.
Right.
And being so young was really hard. I had just left kind of the real estate industry. I'm like, this job is too stressful. Clearly something is wrong. I need to change my lifestyle. I'm going to completely I just wanted to leave, to be quite frankly, quite honest. I'm starting my own business. And I'm moving to London. I want to be as far away from this place as possible because it's making me sick. And so that's exactly what I did. I had my flight booked, and my business up and going. And my flight was slated to leave March of 2020. And as we all know, that was not the best time to fly.
No.
So it was canceled. And, everything happens for a reason. If I had gone, it would not have gone well, because it wasn't long after that I got very sick.
Things went really downhill after that.
And quick,
very
too.
Quick.
They diagnosed me with lupus and POTS, and POTS it stands for postural orthostatic tachycardic syndrome. And what that means is, it's an autonomic disease, and autonomic means all of your automatic systems in your body. So your breathing, your heart rate, your blood pressure, everything that's supposed to be automatic is out of whack.
Completely,
and postural is the posture of your body. So depending on whether you're laying down, you're sitting or standing, bending down, all of those things go haywire. So
crazy.
My heart rate sitting was 60, and I stand up, it's 150. And that's where people are at risk for passing out, hitting their head.
Totally.
And I'd stand up and lose vision. I couldn't stand longer than 60 seconds. I'm out of breath all the time. Sometimes just sitting down, my heart rate was 120, I'm running a marathon.
You're I'm just sitting here.
And and it's, your brain does not compute.
No.
I'm 25.
It makes no sense.
I'm 25, and I'm having weird, sometimes hot flashes. I'm I have more in common with my 50-year-old mother than I do with my friends.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
But it's just it comes out of nowhere. I think a lot of people don't understand. All it takes is a moment and you're disabled.
Completely.
You know?
Your whole life changes. And let's talk about that. Like, did you go through a process, which I did, of just like being hit with this out of nowhere? Because I have POTS as well, so we've actually been able to help each other sort of navigate these things. One of my episodes with POTS, I ended up getting taken to the hospital and heart rate was at 190. And I mean, I really obviously felt like I was going to die. And when you don't know what these things are, I think just the not knowing creates a lot of fear and anxiety. And so for me, having you as a friend and it's so funny because I felt like I always went through things before you, but this was something you went through before me. And I mean, I feel like God designed it that way. So I would have somebody that could give me, you know, the insight that you have. And so, yeah, POTS is no fun and it's something that doesn't go away. So tell me a little bit more about lupus.
So yeah, lupus is what is it called? Autoimmune disease.
And sorry to stop you, but autoimmune, a lot of things come in threes, right? So that's why it's like I have lupus, I have POTS, I have mast cell, like all of those things go together.
There's comorbidities, and like I saw close to like 20 doctors, you know, a lot in the same like specialty, but I was very lucky in that I had a few doctors that really took a hard look at what was going on, and like they looked at like, okay, well, you have this and this, you probably also have this. So like with POTS, a lot of people also have Ehlers-Danlos or
winner
chicken dinner. Yeah. like they're all connected, and it sucks, but it's like, oh, we all have the same things.
Yeah. And there's no cure, but just deal with symptoms.
Yeah, it is called chronic for a reason.
Right.
Like people are like, oh, I'm so glad you're all better. I'm like, I'm not though.
No.
But I am functioning now,
Yeah.
and you know, I'm very, very grateful, but I will never be fully like rid of these things. My life looks completely different, and it will never look the way it did before.
No, and that's where I feel like you have to go through that period of shock, and everybody's different how long it takes to get to that point of like acceptance and then being open to something new, right? Like what does my new normal look like? And for me, it's, you know, being able to do something like this where, you know, I'm not suffering for no reason, that, you know, we can give back and we can share with others. And so I think as long as you're able to find the right environments, the right support, like you did. You shifted your job, you shifted things in your life, and I think that's super helpful. So, like, if something's not working to get you better, like, it is okay to just say, look, I'm not doing that way anymore. I have to do it this way. And I think that we have to be easy on ourselves as we go through that journey, you know, of acceptance and all that good stuff. A lot of pivoting. So what was, like, do you remember a moment where it was the first main thing that you were like, whoa, this is weird. I know that I'm really sick. Like, did something drastic happen? Did you end up going to the hospital, or what happened?
I didn't go to the hospital. I, you know, was 25 and we're in lockdown and like we were going on walks and stuff, and like my joints were hurting. Yeah. Like my knees were hurting a lot, enough to where I'm like, I can't go on these walks anymore, and this is not normal. And I start looking at everything like, okay, I've been having these weird things kind of adding up, and now the joint pain. And my mom's like, just call the doctor. So I call the doctor, and my regular GP was out, and I saw a nurse practitioner, and like she was like my angel, kind of.
Oh, I love that.
There's just something about nurse practitioners. I feel like a lot of doctors have been in it for so long, they are kind of jaded and like burnt out, or they just kind of like blanket that everyone's the same. Like specifically with Ehlers-Danlos, it is called, like, the mascot for Ehlers-Danlos is a zebra. Because in the medical field, they say, what is the phrase? It's like, assume it's a horse, not a zebra.
Yeah, that's what they tell doctors. Assume it's a horse that's not going to be a zebra.
Yeah, it's like when you hear hoofbeats, think it's a horse, not a zebra. Like, don't immediately think it's this rare disease. But so many people go on for years suffering because of that mentality. like Ehlers-Danlos is not something like you just catch one day. Like Steph's had it her whole life. Yeah, and it flared because it was never treated correctly. And it gets to a place where it's impossible to manage. So can you tell everyone what Ehlers-Danlos is?
So for Ehlers-Danlos affects everything. So it affects your joints, it affects your skin, it affects your blood, absolutely everything. So you've got hypermobility, which sounds cool, like I can do party tricks and stuff. It's not that cool. It actually, they pop out and they stay popped out. I lost hair too. A lot of hair. A big side effect of it is major pain. So there's just all kinds of things that go along with it. What kicked my illness off, or me knowing that I had an illness, the flare per se, I was cooking around the holiday times with my kids and my family and everybody, and I went to cook a turkey dinner, and I'm reaching down for, the pan, and I come up and I cracked the back of my head really hard on a drawer, and I knew it was bad. I was like, okay, I can go to the phone or I can walk to my husband, but I only have seconds right now. And so I walked to my husband and I was like, I think I said, honey, it's bad. I'm going down. And the next thing I remember, I woke up on the couch completely paralyzed. And so I could hear my daughter, saying, Mommy's going to die, and all the things, the paramedics, everybody going on around me. And afterwards, I had a really, what they told me was a really bad concussion, and it could last up to 6 months. But I had to learn to walk. I had to learn to talk again, and had so many side effects. Seizures came from that. It was a brutal time period. But even after that year or two of going through all that crazy and not knowing what's happening, my husband had quit his job to actually take care of me. He still to this day does my hair every morning and drives me around, and he's been such a huge part of support. But we went through a period of like, oh, this is just a severe brain injury and you're going to just get better. Well, after going to some more doctors and having some other issues, finally somebody, like you said, you found somebody that got it, and they said, hey, we think you have this thing called Ehlers-Danlos, and it's super rare. It's incurable, but you can manage your symptoms. And so ever since then, I've just been highly focused on symptom management and mindset and all the things, routine and all that stuff that keeps you put together to be able to get back out there. But it is something that I always say suffering will change you no matter what. It's going to make you better, or it's going to make you better. And so for me, I'm just so grateful that I had the support around me that could help me get into this place that I'm functioning, that I could do a podcast, for goodness sake. All of that is stuff that I never thought would be achievable. So just want to encourage others, that you can still go on, life can still go on, and you can thrive. That's the whole point of this podcast, is that you can thrive even in these like dire situations. So.
What amazes me about you, Steph, is like, we've gone through very similar health crises, but the difference between me and you is you're a mom and you were still working when you were figuring your stuff out. Like, I was so crazy blessed to be in a position where my parents were able and willing to take care of me. I didn't have to work. Like, getting better was my full-time job, and it takes everything in you when you're that sick to like push towards getting better, to advocate with your doctors, to research, read medical articles, try all the treatments. And you have been doing that while still working and like helping people around you.
Aww. And
it's just like, I see you every day and my mind is just completely blown, because I don't think I could have done that. There's no way. There's no way.
You're doing it.
Because I got to a place where I'm able to work and I have my energy back, but to do it when I was at my sickest, like, I can't even fathom.
I love you for saying that. That feels really good. And I think, honestly, when you are a mom and, you are a wife and you have a life that you love, you want to do everything you can to hold on to that, and again, we were able to make it work. And so part of that, same with you, you were in a work environment, even working with me. That's what I wanted to touch on, is before I went through chronic illness, you were working with me, and I can see, looking back now, ways that I could have supported you better or done differently. And I think a lot of people just don't understand. They, we get upset. We're like, how do you not get this? Or why are you treating me this way? But a lot of people, it's hard to understand unless you're going through it. Like, they don't get, why is a joint popping out? Why is your jaw doing this? Why are you going through all these things? And so I think finding your tribe is super important. Finding the people around you that are going to support you and be there for you. Now I'm definitely at a company where they literally support me in everything. They provided a place that I could do this. They lean into what people call disabilities. They, I think, look at it as my strengths. And I think it's very important to have people around you that do that. If you're trying to every day, you have to work at having a positive attitude. It's not going to come naturally. You're going to wake up and your body's going to be screaming and you're going, I don't even know how I can get out of bed.
Yeah.
And so when that happens every day, but I'm going to go and see people that are loving, that are kind, that believe I have business, knowledge to contribute. I could still rock it in the escrow world, because you go, wait, I'm not who I was before, but now I'm starting to like this version even better is where I'm at now. And that's the crazy part. Yeah, I have pain, but who I am as a person has grown in so many ways. So I think it can be a gift going through this. I mean, I know it sounds insane, but it's brought me so much love in my relationships that I do have now. Like the people that are here are my tribe for a long, and they're here for a reason, you know?
100%. That mindset piece, like when you get sick like that out of nowhere, like your life feels like it's been like ripped from you.
Totally.
There's a grieving process.
Yes.
And especially when you haven't been diagnosed with anything, which means there's no like clear plan for a way out or like for it to get better. It's just the darkest place I think I have ever been in, ever, period.
Ever.
Like I remember my mom sitting on my bed, like I was bedridden for close to 3 years.
I remember.
And I'm just crying and she's sitting on my bed. She's like, this isn't the end. Like, this isn't it for you. There's more. And I'm like, I want to hear you right now, but like, I don't believe it. Like, I'm like, keep saying it to me, but it's not clicking.
Fake it till it feels right.
I'm like, how is there a way out? How is there, if this is going to be the rest of my life,
what's the point?
What is the point? Like, and that's the nitty gritty of like chronic illness. Like there are times where like, why am I even here? Yeah. I feel like I am a burden on my family. I'm contributing nothing. Before I got sick, like it causes you to reassess where you find your value. Totally. Severely. Like I put my value as a 25-year-old in how I looked and my career. Totally. And then I am no longer hot.
You are very hot. I
was
beg
no
to
longer
differ,
hot.
Miss 6 foot tall
Girl,
supermodel.
I couldn't lift my arms long enough to
insane.
wash my hair or brush my teeth.
Yep.
I was not cute.
You are
and I'll
cute.
admit that. But I couldn't take care of myself and I couldn't work. Yep. I couldn't contribute to the household financially. Like I'm like, what do I bring to the table?
Right.
Like, who am I? It was an identity crisis.
100%.
And like you said, I kind of like this version better because I am so much more sure in myself. No matter what happens, no matter what life brings, right. I am sure in who I am and what I bring into relationships and what I bring into the world. And
high five for that, for sure. I mean, yes, 100%.
Yeah, it is. And I'm so much more empathetic. Like my view on things is just completely different. And I look at people and you just really have no idea what people are dealing with every day. I've had to learn with my family and the people around me how to communicate what's happening because I get resting bitch face, especially when I'm in pain or not feeling good. And I just like, I think to myself, well, I'm not burdening others by sharing what's happening, but like they think I'm upset with them.
They think you're mad.
Like,
it's like, no, I'm just in pain.
I'm just like, so I'm like, hey, like I'm having a really rough health day, or I'm like having a pain flare, don't take my facial expressions personally. And it's like you said, like having a work environment that can understand those things is so important. And for me, it's running my own business. I get to build my own, team around me. And I'm so lucky that I get to do that.
Well, and that's so cool that you started your business. You now do my social media, and who better to do it? I mean, just having somebody that you've known so long and that has gone through such similar things. You get it. I mean, so many days when I'm like, I don't feel good, or I don't look good, or how do I do this? And you're fixing the hair, you're doing whatever, and that kind of support is really important, and going through insecurities when your entire body changes is normal. My husband wrote on my mirror, I am beautiful, and he would make me he would say, look in the mirror and say this 10 times. When it first started, everything was starting, I couldn't even look myself in the mirror and say I'm beautiful. And it really took an exercise of him literally sitting me and saying, look here and say this because you are. And you know, I have a lot of scars and things that have happened from what's occurred, and I've had to just embrace those as battle wounds and just go like, this is who I am. I'm tough. Like I'm real tough.
You are
know?
real tough.
Like, yeah, but there's so many moments of you know, that your caretaker has to witness. I will definitely do a caretaker episode because they, in my mind, are the real heroes, the ones who put us together so we can go out and do these fun things and get dressed up and whatever. I think it's difficult when they love someone and they're seeing them have a seizure, or they're seeing them almost die, and all of those things, you know, and just really caring for them too, offering them support too, like, hey, how are you doing today? Like, thank you. I know this is heavy. I'm so sorry you had to see me flop on the floor and have all these things happen. I think just being aware of everybody's sort of feelings in it is really important, you know,
because you're going through it, but they're going through it with you.
They are. Their whole life changes too. You know, I don't think that when you do your vows, it's like for better or worse, sickness and in health, like we went through sickness, and now we're getting to a healthy stage, which is amazing. And I'm going to enjoy every single second of it while I can. Who knows when that will go. So, but when you take those vows and then they're tested, if you get to see the person like more than rises to the occasion in a way that you didn't even think was possible, like for me, that's been a beautiful gift in my marriage, just to see, hey, I thought he was cool, but now I know how really cool he is, you know. He's pretty good. Oh man. So beautiful. Tell me a little bit about how you are now. Like what is your daily routine? What are some of the things that you do? Because you've helped me with a lot of research and hey, try this, do this. So maybe share a little bit of that with everybody.
Like I mentioned before, like getting better was a full-time job.
Yeah.
And I was only doing it part-time. My mom was doing the other half. Like she's on the phone with the doctor. She's, you know, arguing with the insurance. So it took a lot to get here. And, you know, my parents, God bless them, I didn't find out this till like after, because they already knew how bad I felt about it. But they spent tens of thousands of dollars on
so expensive
treatments, like IV treatments that are not covered by insurance. Like we're trying everything.
Try it all.
And I'm in bed all day, like researching all of my different symptoms, medical articles, like trying to connect the dots that my doctors aren't spending the time to connect, and then bringing it all. Like, so I have a lot to share with people.
That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. And if anyone is ever like, oh, like I wonder, call me up. Like, I would love to chat.
That's what we're going to say. Message us. DM us. If you're somebody who's going through something, we are your people.
We got you.
We got you.
Please, I'm like so serious. I get nothing out of it except for the fact that it can change someone's life, because honestly, out of all of the research I did, what changed my life was Instagram. And that sounds so millennial and stupid, but it's true. Like I found a community of people who were struggling with the same things I had, and I felt less alone. Like you feel like you're going crazy.
You do. You feel crazy.
When you find other people who are going through what you've gone through, and they're a little bit farther on their journey, they're now suggesting things to you the way I'm suggesting things to you. You know, different supplements, you know, try, you know, this treatment or that treatment works. And for me, it was the sauna, and everyone's different.
Yeah, they're all different.
Everyone's different. Everyone's comorbidities are different. But for me, what I needed was the sauna, and it sounded like my mom had to convince me. She like practically dragged me in there to this new place that opened by our house called Blue Life Wellness. Right. And I'm like, with POTS, you have temperature dysregulation.
Right.
Like I was having hot flashes.
In the winter.
In the winter, like I'm sleeping with my window open. It's 40 degrees in my room, and I'm so still
crazy.
like waking up drenched. And I'm like, you want to put me in a hot box? Like, are you trying to off me? I know I'm annoying, but like, dang, Mom.
That does not sound like a good idea.
No. And so I eventually just like, I guess I'll try it. Started low heat, low time, and my body needed a detox. I was on so many medications.
Right.
Maybe we can cast a photo of the two whole boxes of things I was on. and your body is just holding it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way to detox it. Can't exercise. And it gave me just enough energy to be like, okay, this doesn't have to be the rest of my life. Like, I had pretty much resigned myself, had grieved my past life, and like, this is it. That's okay. I'll find joy in some little things, and that's okay.
It. Yeah.
But I'm like, no, it doesn't have to be it. So I went back to Instagram and found the functional medicine community.
Right.
And found a nutritionist that was posting things that really resonated with me. Like, I feel all those things. And she's saying she can help. So called her up and started working with her. And it was really hard.
It is hard.
It's hard. You're changed. Like,
Everything
my
you
whole
eat,
life was already changed.
Yeah.
I'm already taking so many medications every day.
And now
she
you
wants
can't
me
eat a
to change
burger.
it more. I'm like, I have so little joy in my life.
I know. It's
You
the,
want me
like,
to eat
food was like my last joy at the time, and then that got
Literally.
taken away. I was like, seriously, that's like the
That's
one
all
thing.
I had.
That's
That was
all you
all
have.
I had.
Is eating.
And it was like, I was just, you want me to eat boiled chicken
Yeah.
and vegetables
For
like all meals
Mm-hmm.
every day.
Yep.
And I have to hit macros. Like,
Me too.
I like her. She served a great purpose and got me, 10 steps farther than I was before I started with her. However, it did cause some like disordered eating habits.
Yeah,
Like,
I get that.
I was so anxious in the kitchen, like crying in the kitchen. Every time I had to go eat something, I'm like, I have to hit these macros because I'm having to like input everything, right? But I don't know what I can eat. There's like nothing I can eat.
Well, and then if you eat one wrong thing, it throws all the good things off that you did,
then
and
you
it
have
was
to
like there's no
recover.
point.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
just so it was so frustrating to find this balance of like living your life and managing your illness, because it is just such a limbo dance. So I think I thought about this in the analogy the other day, but I kind of feel like a Pokemon. And hear me out. Like, you know how they evolve? And I feel like I am a Pokemon, like continuously evolving,
Like changing.
in my illness. Like, okay, I'm a little bit better in these areas, and like now I need someone different to help me get to that next level.
You have to.
So she served a purpose there, and then I started working with a functional medicine doctor who got me to a different level, and then I found something else. Like, there is no like one cure-all doctor who's gonna fix everything for you.
Mm-mm.
And don't take one doctor's word for face value. Like, you have to shop around, and it sucks and it's disappointing sometimes. Like, oh, that didn't work out the way I wanted to. But you just have to keep going, or else you won't be able to level up.
Yeah,
So-
that's the biggest thing I hope people can get from this is never give up.
Never give up.
Just keep trying, keep doing things. You're gonna find something that makes you feel at least a little bit better. And I always say, like, me at 70% is better than most people's 100. And so you have to literally talk to yourself like that and say those types of things in order to be able to keep that peace and good mental attitude.
Absolutely. So now my day-to-day looks like I wake up and I get sun on my eyes first thing in the morning to help with your circadian rhythm.
Yeah, you gotta help that rhythm.
Yeah,
it's all out of whack when you wake up.
So out of whack, man.
You wake up like you're getting launched out of a cannon, is my analogy. Most people open their eyes, they're like, oh, what a nice day, birds are chirping, blah, blah. I wake up, I feel like I'm launched out of a cannon because my body's screaming because I've been in bed.
Yeah. Some days definitely feel that way. And like, I wake up and I like body scan, like, all right, where am I at today?
What's the problem? Yeah.
Because you kind of have to gauge. Every day is different. My energy level is different every day depending on what I did the day before. Like,
Totally.
and you working now with a chronic illness. So like, before, my illness was my full-time job, and now I have a full-time job. I'm running a company with an illness, and it has been this like tango where I'm like taking 2 steps forward and then 1 step back. Like, okay, I overexerted myself in that way, like taking on too much, and now I need to take some steps back. And like, you have to pivot, like we said before. There's a lot of pivoting, and I get to have grace for myself because I'm my own boss.
To. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it is hard to find the balance, and I'm still figuring it out. Like, I still, like, sometimes I I work myself into sickness because I'm like, this just needs to get done and the money needs to be made.
Oh, totally.
But that's how I got sick before.
Or you feel good for a day and it's like, oh my gosh, I want to do everything that I couldn't do before.
Yeah.
You know, when you have that good day
out.
and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel good. Let's go here, go all my old favorite places and do all these things. And I had to learn like, no, you know, and so that's part of it. I think our bodies are sort of like a house on fire, and you put out one room and then another one goes. It's kind of how my analogy is.
And all you have is a cup of water.
That's it. You could put it out there and put it out here. And you just, but you learn tools, you learn things that work, you know, like you said, getting sun on your face when you wake up in the morning. Same for me. I have my quiet time where I'm, you know, getting mentally okay. And I go to bed early and I wake up early. And that's just, I don't care anymore. I'm early bird.
I like to be a grandma.
I'm boring. I go home
It's
like
the best.
early. Yeah.
It's the best life.
We don't party
it's
like
how we
crazy.
function. It's how we're able to function. And it's, for me, like, I do weird stuff. If you lived with me, you'd be like, what the heck is she doing?
You do weird stuff.
In the backyard, I'm like flinging my limbs around to like
I do too.
drain my lymphatic drainage system. And I'm like doing weird humming to like stimulate my vagus
like tap
nerve.
your body all over.
Like there's just, but it works. It's the only way I got to where I am. So I'm going to continue to do it. But I know I look crazy. And like sometimes I do it in public. Like you just got to freaking do it. But yeah, I take a lot of supplements. And that has changed so many times and evolved based on where my body was at the time. And it gets pricey. That is like one of the crappiest things of like chronic illnesses. Like it just
you're spending money on something that you like. You don't. It's not like a purse or a car or something you want to spend it on. It's terrible. It's like paying your taxes.
Just like baseline functioning, breathing.
Yeah. And you're like, okay, but I think the thing is, doing this is creating a place where, like we said, DM us, message us. We're going to have other people in the business community. We're both somewhat tied to real estate. I work for a phenomenal escrow company. And so we'll be bringing people on in that community that have shared similar stories. You'd be so surprised how many people are struggling, and it doesn't have to be a crazy health thing. Mental, physical, emotional. It's all
Loss,
the same. Honestly, loss, grief, all of it. It goes together, and I think I'm interested in finding the common thread between the people that thrive. You know, because it's very, you can see it. Some people, and rightfully so, we understand. You want to give up, I get it, you know, and then there's others that are able to move forward. And so I think just sharing those things that have helped us will be beneficial to people out there. Because sometimes you just want somebody that says, I see you and I get it. You don't have to solve it. You don't have to fix it. It's not something that's going to get fixed overnight. You just be here with me in it. Just sit
with me in it.
Just sit with me in it. And I think that's really hard for people, because when they see a health issue, it's like, okay, take this pill, do this thing. Neither one of our disorders will allow us to take anything like that. And so for me, it's Tylenol and a joint pill and a heart medication, and that's really all that that I'm taking. And I think that, like you said, when you have all those other supplements and things going on, sometimes it really throws your body off. So you just have to really be in tune with how you're feeling and how it affects you.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. I think it is so true. Like there is a common thread, and I think for both of us, it's, you know, not only faith, but like our community, the people we have around us. Like I wouldn't have been able to get through it without the people I had.
No.
And just like, I say this a lot. It's like building character against your will.
I know. I fought it the whole way. I'm like, I don't want to be a good person in spite of this.
You're so resilient. You're so amazing. I'm like, yeah, against my will.
Yeah. Some days you're like, wait, I didn't. You don't ask. Nobody wants to raise their hand and say they want to be a part of this club. It's not a club you would have joined willingly. But I think once you're in it, if you find others that are in it, you could really find some support.
I never thought like someone would ask me to be on a podcast where it's about like surviving or like about having this like thread of like handling things well, because I don't feel like I did.
No.
There were like, I remember thinking, you know, I'm marketing, I'm social media. I'm like, I want to share my journey somehow. I'm like, I don't feel like I can, because I'm not, you see on social media like, oh, like I got through this, and like, you know, I had faith the whole time, and I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, you
Like,
go through
I was angry.
You were angry I remember.
Very angry.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is, if you could bleep it was bull crap.
Yeah.
Bull crap. I'm like, this is absolutely ridiculous. I had my life set up for me. I was about to launch into this new season. Like, the heck? And so now being on the other side of it and to be here is like it's just really cool.
Well, I wouldn't want to do this with anyone else. Part of my armor going through this was not to share what I was going through. I wanted to hide it from the world and, just put myself together and go out there. And it did get to a place where there's times that I couldn't, and I think now just feeling free to be myself and not be so self-conscious about the little things that happen here and there, and having people that get it. We work together, so there's times where we'll be at an event and we just look each other in the eye and I'm like, oh, you feel like crap? You're like, yeah, you feel like crap. All right, get out there and keep going. We just kind of, because we know also you need people around you that keep pushing you, because you can't get pushed too far, but you do need that, like, hey girl, suck it up, do this video, you can do it, or do this podcast,
just
whatever.
One more take, you're like, and then go home, lay in bed.
Go home, if you have to. But I think we're going to be able to talk so much more about this. I hope that you come back many, many more times. There's so many ways to kind of dive in deeply, but you're somebody that inspired me, and I think for me, my faith has been a huge part of getting me through it, and the people around me. I think that those are two very important things for me. So just make sure, if you are struggling, that you have somebody that you can talk to, for sure. You never, chronic illness is isolating. So we want to make sure that no matter what, you have that avenue, and we're a great place for that. I know that we'll always be, our heart is to help. Our heart is we want to help and, be there for others. God forbid that they go through something similar, You don't wish this on anybody. Never. Not even my worst enemy.
You just never know. And we're here to help you, get through it and
survive
feel
and
less
thrive.
alone. Yeah, survive and thrive. Thank you so much.
That's the whole point.
Steph.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. That's our first podcast. I don't even think we had to take a break in between. Good job, Mama.
I definitely thought I was gonna
I think you nailed it. Honestly, it should be your show.
Wow.
Thanks, guys, so much for joining us. We're super excited for our next episode. We're going to have the Xandra Ujoa, and if you're in real estate, you know who she is. This is going to be a good one. I cannot do this without giving a special shout out and thank you to the people that pay for this podcast and allow me to do a TPS Processing Inc. I'm not a realtor myself, but they handle a lot of our transactions within our escrow company and work with a lot of real estate agents in the community, and I just see them knocking it out of the park every single time, and the fact that they believed in me and got behind me for this, it really means a lot. So right now they're going to offer a special $89 transaction fee, so you can try them out for $89. You really don't have a lot to lose. They're great people, and they'll do a great job for you.